Good morning. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Newport News Honor Guard and the singing of the national anthem by Olivia Henry.
Detail, post. Mark time. Mark. Left. Detail. Hold. Left. Bait. Freeze then. Arm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light once so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Arm. Wait. Face. Forward. Left.
You may be seated.
Before we get on with the program, was that not like, did that start, right?
Good morning. I am Lieutenant Shauna Lee Ross, the Academy Director for the Newport News Training Center. I welcome you to the Newport News Police Department's 31st Basic Law Enforcement Academy graduation. Welcome to our distinguished visitors, recruit family members, friends, police personnel, and recruiting staff. I would also like to introduce those seated on stage: Chief Steve Drew, Mr. Michael Coker from the Department of Criminal Justice Services, the Honorable Matthew Hoffman, Assistant Chief of Police Mike Grinstead, Assistant Chief of Police Brandon Cresswell, and Assistant Chief of Police Eric Hires. Also with us today is Chief of the Fire Department Wesley Rogers. I don't know where you are.
Back there by the
There you are.
closest
And also joining us today is David Freeman from the City Manager's Office. Thank you for coming. Pastor Walker Satchel will now deliver the invocation.
Good morning. I'm Walter Satchel, one of the associate pastors here, and on behalf of our senior pastor, Randy Shipley, Dr. Shipley is on sabbatical, so he could not be here this morning. But on behalf of the staff, we want to say welcome to this Basic Law Enforcement Academy number 31, and we are so glad that you could attend. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father, thank you for bringing us all together to recognize the hard work and dedication of the officers of Basic Law Enforcement Academy number 31. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon all those who graduate today. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and love. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. Father, we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Satchel, and thank you once again for allowing us to hold our ceremony here at First Baptist Church. It's been so many times now, this definitely feels like home as our home church. We appreciate you very much and the family here. Chief Drew will now present the George C. Austin Jr. Leadership Award.
Good morning. Oh, we're going to be here a while. If that's why let's try again. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So I have to apologize. We had our award ceremony a while back, but there's kind of three major awards that we give out. One, of course, the Life Saving Award. I don't think there's anything greater than that. And I would be remiss, I'm just going to touch on this for a second. The other night, officers responded to a female with 3 children in her car, all young children. And whatever mental situation or what was going on, I'm not here to pass any judgment. But the car ended up in a pond, right? And citizens jumped in to save those 3 children. The driver, the female, was able to get out and somewhat disoriented and walked away. And 3 children, seat-belted in the car, submerged in water. Citizens of our city jumped in that water, that pond, right, and rescued those 3 children. And I did not know till the next day that one of them worked in our records division. She didn't want to be highlighted. She didn't want any recognition, but that's pretty amazing. So one way or another, I will embarrass her, I'm sure, at some point. But if she's watching, and those up here that know her, that was amazing. And she helped save 3 lives that day of youth of our city. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So the other 2 major awards that we give out, we had two chiefs that really highlight. Chief Corvello, who is very, very heavy in investigations, and we had Chief George Austin, who is very, very heavy in a community, right? And we were able to give out our Chief Corvello Award, but we were not able to give out our George Austin Award because the recipient was unable to attend. So we're going to do that real quick this morning. Not like real quick to rush it, but we're going to do that before graduation. So I'm going to ask Officer Jensen to come forward and bring your wife with you. MPO Matthew Jensen has been with the Newport News Department for 14 years. In June of 2021, MPO Jensen he spearheaded a weekly cleanup for an adopt-a spot near the memorial site where fallen officer Katie Thine initially started where fallen officer Katie Thine lost her life. We initially started the initiative taking care of that area, right? So MPO Jensen regularly sends emails, and the area I'm talking about is Monitor Merrimack Overlook. You're familiar with that, right, where the water comes up the beachhead, right? So some of the groups who've assisted, and Jensen spearheaded this, he started it, just some of the groups he's had involved, been Peninsula Catholic High School, the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, Newport News Public Works, Serve the City, Warwick High School, the varsity football team, Hampton Roads youth football team, and several officers. And we often kid Jensen because we get an email about every week when he's going to be there. Regardless or not, he's always there. And he just does an amazing job. And the contacts and relationships he's built cleaning up that beachfront, the effort has resulted, listen to this, that effort has resulted in more than 3 tons of trash collected in 2022 and nearly 6.5 tons just through the first half of 2023. MPO Jensen's dedication to this project has helped restore a beautiful waterfront park for the community to enjoy, and I have certainly seen kids and families down there over the summer. It is with great pleasure that we honor Officer Jensen, Master Police Officer Jensen, with the 2023 George Austin Leadership Award, and I want to read that to you, and we're going to go down there, Jensen, we're going to take a picture down there. Master Police Officer 2022 George C. Austin Jr. Award. Master Police Officer Matthew Jensen. This award is presented to an employee whose character, heart, and work ethic enables them to be a leader, not only among their peers, but also in the community. That's everything that Chief Austin stood for. Newport News Police Department, we're going to date this August the 10th, 2023. Jensen, we're going to go down here and take a quick picture.
It is my pleasure to now introduce Malaysia Ishmael, a young adult police commissioner and student at Warwick High School, a senior, who will now deliver some remarks.
Greetings, graduating law enforcement officers, family members, ladies and gentlemen. I am Malaysia Ishmael, a rising senior at Warwick High School. I am a member of Mayor's Youth Commissioners and the Young Adult Police Department, Young Adult Police Commissioners Program, often referred as YAPC. The Young Adult Police Commissioners Program provides the youth in the community the opportunity to learn about Newport News Police Department, interact with officers, and discuss current events. We are also given the opportunity to speak at community events, award ceremonies, and BLE graduations. Today, we celebrate the Basis Law Enforcement Class 31. You have made it through the training on many aspects of the police department, testing your knowledge of laws, running and physical training, attending community events, and ultimately achieving your goal of becoming a Newport News police officer. Now that you are a police officer, I want to remind you of a few words to live by and to work by. Integrity. Serve with integrity by determining what is right and acting on that determination, whether in public or private. Everything you do will be in the spotlight, and be sure your light shines bright in a positive manner. Accountability. We are an organization of empowered employees, all of whom are responsible for what they say and do. Always choose right over wrong, and be accountable for your actions. Commitment. As you swear into law enforcement on this day, you swear to serve and protect our community. Be committed to your police family as well as your community. It is your commitment to every citizen, student, and child to engage with community and build relationship with us. We ask you to take time to talk with us, even play ball with us. As Maya Angelou's quote on success reads, "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it." When you like yourself, it is easier to like what you do Enjoy your new career and know every day may be exciting and new. Just hang in there, you will succeed. Today, be proud of yourself as we are proud of you. Take a moment to really realize how important you are to the community. You have achieved a great milestone in your life. I wish you the best today and every day. Congratulations to our newest Newport News police officers. Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Malaysia, for the very meaningful presentation of words for our class to hear and for our families to embrace. I would like to now introduce recruit Tiffany Williams, who was nominated by her peers and will now bring greetings from the class.
Good morning, and welcome to all from BLE 31. Chief Drew, the command staff, the training staff, Pastor Sheepley, family and friends, and honored guests, thank you for your support in allowing us to gather and celebrate this honorable occasion. It is with great honor and privilege to stand before you all to represent our great class. We have been anxiously anticipating this day to go out in the community and make a great change by serving and protecting our great citizens of Newport News, Virginia. Our first day at the Academy was a culture shock of unexpected thrills. The atmosphere was filled with the differences of opinionated mindsets that led to a whole lot of stress. During our first test, we were instructed, gather all your gear you were issued to ensure you had everything you needed. I'll never forget that day. There are 2 doors in the academy, one in the front of the class and the other in the back. We were all anticipating which door the instructors were going to enter, but to our surprise, they came from the back door, yelling and instructing us to locate and remove certain parts of our gear from the bag in a timely manner. We certainly failed that task because we have the guns to prove it, and I'm not talking about the guns on our duty belts. The exercise for that day consisted of cherry pickers. We did so many cherry pickers, we thought our arms was going to fall off. With over a 26-week schedule, BLE 31 have received some intense, exhausting, and high-caliber training, some of the best training in the country. Over 1,000 hours were spent in the academy learning objectives about domestic violence, human trafficking, DUIs, tasers, defensive tactics, firearms, driving, and the list goes on. We were tried and tested throughout this long, strenuous process, forced to develop teamwork and formulate a love for one another that would help us get to the finish line. The time that we spent with each other from February to now, I've never been prouder to say that I'm happy to be joining an elite alumni organization with my new brothers and sisters. Driving week was exciting and fun. Imagine having your dad in the car yelling at you when you're learning to drive for the first time. I remember us thinking, wow, we're driving a police car. Some of us learned that the life of a traffic cone is short. For others, it brought to light the reality of being a police officer, and that sometimes we may have to drive in a way that would appear like the Fast and the Furious, but in full control. Defensive Tactic Week was a reality check for some of us. We learned many ways to defend ourselves while keeping others safe in the course of our duties. Majority of us were already savvy on the subject, while others shed a few tears and bruises, but we stayed motivated and focused during the long 2 weeks of the class. As the famous saying, we came, we saw, and we conquered another great week of training. The pattern of determination and resilience was not finished because we had more training to accomplish. OC helped us realize that we should be thankful for having our vision, having to feel agony and defeat for such a long period of time, pain and burnt and shortness of our burnt eyes and shortness of breath did not go well for some of us. As we just tried to put behind us a lifetime experience of enduring 5 seconds of heaven traveling through our bodies with the taser, who would have thought 2 small prongs for 5 seconds would have changed our life forever? We knew that that day was coming, and NPO O'Barry knew we weren't going to pay attention due to the nervousness that we had that day. So he said, okay, take your equipment off and meet me in the warehouse. We knew what time it was, and it was about to go down. We met in the warehouse, and that's when the screaming and the yelling began. We immediately became a family through the trajectory of 2 prongs for 5 seconds. We finally came together as a class. Firearm Week was like the Wild Wild West. We drew our guns from the holster at the high ready, and boy, was our arms feeling it. With frozen fingers, we learned that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Shooting in different positions, hitting our targets, while utilizing our front sights is all that we had to accomplish without letting anxiety and anticipation get in the way. I tell you, we conquered that task, and Clint Eastwood didn't have nothing on us. We received the best training there is, and I can truly say that it doesn't get better than that. None of this high-caliber training we received could not have been possible without the instructors who volunteered their sweat, time, and efforts invested in us in the past 6 months. We appreciate all of you. Sergeant Hollingsworth, thank you for your patience with signing our timesheets. Our timesheets was approved as soon as we submitted them. Your effortless leadership was very appreciated in the Academy. Sergeant Carter, thank you for your dedication and effort you have put into each one of us. Though you have inspired us in many ways, one of our favorite quotes that you said is, "We do not have your permission to die," right? Right. This quote means that no matter what, we need to get in the fight and keep going, even if the situation is challenging. I know we will carry this with us everywhere we go. NPO Call, AKA Daddy Call. Thank you for your time and high caliber of expertise that you have invested into all of us. So many hours that you sacrificed and invested in us. Words can't express how thankful we are to have someone like you. Our best interest at heart since day one, you have always had by saying, if you want to be here, then be here. Show up and be here. On your hardest day, you made it look like your best day. A quote that stuck out to us was, "I may not be the smartest, strongest, nor best, but before I'm done, you will remember me." Oh, one more thing. Again, y'all see how this all coming together. Thank you for having done so much for us. NPO Jackson, thank you for your patience and guidance, even when we couldn't be where we were supposed to be on time. NPO Harahan, thank you for your time and the respect that you demanded from us. Your awesome but unwavering personality. You invested time in us. You were able to see what we couldn't see. We never had to think how you felt about us because you always let us know. Thank you for teaching us how to pick cherries. NPO Webb, AKA Smooth Jazz. Thank you for your patience, your guidance, and the amazing training you showed us during this Firearms Week. And whenever you had a chance to invest into us, you always showed us how to be better. You showed us what humble really looks like. NPO Poe, thank you for your time and the abundance of knowledge that you have for guns. You used to say there is a way, and then there is the way. Thank you. NPO Ruling, thank you for your dedicated time and your proficiency training when it came to training us at the gun range. You told us that we could do it when we thought we couldn't. If I had a known for protection, I would name him ruling the known. NPO Sadler, thank you for your time, and because you were new to the training academy, you had an abundance of knowledge from the Newport News Police Department. Your astounding sarcasm and your no-nonsense personality was appreciated. Thank you. Finally, I would like to close out with one last quote. When you think about quitting, remember why you started. Being a police officer is not easy, but very rewarding. So as we're getting ready to embark on our professional careers, remember to treat everyone with respect. Remember the mic is always on, and the cameras are always watching. And as some of us would say, stay classy, never sassy. On 2, 1, 2.
I would like to now welcome Michael Coker, our Department of Criminal Justice Field Services Coordinator, who will offer a few remarks.
You know what, Chief, as my mind go back, I can remember a little old church sitting by the railroad tracks, just a little old shabby place. But we used to sing simple songs like Amazing Grace, just a little church. We used to have a good time. Good morning. Oh, I'm gonna have a good time. I don't know what y'all came to do. I came to have a good time. Some people in here are nervous because they think I'm gonna be a little messy. I'm not, because to the auspicious caretakers of this great edifice, thank you for allowing me to grace this so I won't be messy, because if I was messy, I would remind y'all that Chief Grinstead just came back from vacation and didn't bring me a gift back. If I was being messy, out there on his motorcycle, he could have bought a T-shirt or something. But I'm not being messy. I wouldn't bring that up. Or I would bring up that Cornelius, a.k.a. Lieutenant Webster, came back from his vacation and didn't bring nothing back. And he went to South Africa. Oh, I'm telling his business. That's if I was being messy. If I was being messy, I would bring up the fact that Lieutenant Morgan don't think I see her up there in the cut hiding. But I'm not gonna mess with her. I'm not gonna mess with her. Yes, I see you. If I was being messy, that's what I would do. Can you give this young lady another hand for what she did? Girl, you bad. Who are your training officer? You're a bad little somebody. I'm just saying. The chief, I was admonished already to behave by the former vice mayor, Dr. Cherry, and so I'm going to abide by her wishes because there's a judge in our curtilage, so I don't want to get in trouble. But to the families that's here, let me address y'all first. Let me tell you something. On Wednesday night, that is a rare occasion. Part of my responsibility, I oversee over 50 departments, but this is the only department that did what they did on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, the command staff is right here to sit there with the new people. When I came on, oh my God, you got the car, you beat, and see you later, deuces. Where my old people at? Come on, Shauna Lee, don't act like y'all don't remember. Come on, Captain, y'all remember? Come on, Captain. Not you, Chief Grinstead. They, they had stage coaches when you came out. So, we're talking about the other. Is that Pretty down there? He done got clean shaven there. Look at Pretty. Look at Chief. Is Dominique here? Because Dominique is usually the troublemaker to sit up front with Miss Martin. And so I can just remember those good old times, man. For the family, I will say this, though. What was missing Wednesday, though, was some food. Man, I would like to have ham biscuit or something. Man, it was the 5:30 hour. And you can tell the food was missing because the chief kept referring to the graduation on Thursday. So I'm going to make a pledge right now. For the next class, I'm going to buy refreshments myself. I'm going to buy them myself. The police department go through a budget crunch, and I know it. I'm going to buy it myself. Lieutenant Morgan's going to help. Webster was going to help till I put him out there. He's going to help. Chief Hires, I know he got some pig feet, soaking somewhere, so he's going to help. And I know Poe going to help. So these are things we can make sure. So y'all know this. Remember these three things. What has happened to you right now is a shift which elevates your gift if you don't drift. I'll say it again, I ain't scared. It's a shift that has happened to you. The minute you said yes, there was a shift, a huge trajectory shift, which is going to eventually elevate your gift. If you like helping people, this is the job to have. But it won't happen if you won't drift. So I'm going to tell you, everybody in the room, I need you're going to have to help these folks out. Shift happens when the God Almighty has entered something in your spirit and gave you the skill sets. The speaker, she alluded to it. By state requirements, you're only required to do 480 hours. This department doing over 1,000. So that helps you assimilate to your gift. The people that helped you are gifted people. I have never seen so many trained professionals in this organization who's given out their time. Family, you saw them Wednesday night that's talking to them and spending time and making sure that they're prepared. Hey, because of in this edifice, the story of David and Goliath. The reason why David was able to take on Goliath is because Goliath wasn't prepared. You are prepared. Because when you get a shift, you get preparation. There are some talented people out here. I remember Hollingsworth telling me a story that he remembered being a detective, and when he showed up the first day, he didn't have a shield. He didn't have a badge. So he told his supervisor, and his supervisor happened to be Lieutenant Harrison. Said, that's okay. You can use mine. You can have mine. That's the kind of gift that this organization has. And my good friend Harrison, who's going to be retiring here soon, give him a hand, y'all. I see you back there. Harrison is the only lieutenant in Newport News that when he's in charge of a meeting, if you go to his meeting, you're going to be some jazz music there. In fact, in the most recent use of force board, I walked in there, I thought I had to order 2 drinks or something. I thought, 2 drink minimum. Talented people like the lieutenants who came up with that drone program for the children. Wait a minute, I got some people from Memphis here. For the children. Those are the things that the SROs who came up with a camp for the kids. Those are the gifts and talents that y'all putting together to help people to get them right there. There's no way they could get there without some talented people. Or like Sergeant Carter. Woo, he take that defensive tactic thing serious, don't he, y'all? He even got me scared. I'm just saying. This guy will help you 100% of the time. Because when you're operating in your gift, it's easy to help others. I was recently walking down Port Warwick with the chief. I don't know if you ever walked with a celebrity. Because I'm a sex symbol, so I'm used to all the... Yeah, camera 2, make sure you get this side. So because I'm a sex symbol, I'm used to being people asking me for autographs and stuff. But when I'm walking with the chief, the competition dwindles exponentially. Recently, I was walking with him out Port Warwick. Oh, my goodness. You know what I found out, y'all? I wish everybody in this room could spend one day going to that event. And for some of you that's familiar with it. And just to see everybody sitting together, listening to music with no other problems going on. It is a beautiful sight. But what I saw when I walked with him, he has a gift to do this. Everybody can't be chief. Man, it doesn't help that he's single. And, oh, that's the messy part, my bad. My bad, chief. So, I ain't want to put your business out there. You know, guys. For the single people in here, go ahead and Google them. You know, you got a couple. Okay. All right, so, family, I need your help. When these states, when they start to drift, I need you to get them back focused. And you'll know they're drifting. Know how you'll know they're drifting? They start making excuses. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, which creates monuments of nothingness. Those who specialize in them are seldom good at anything. Keep them from making excuses. Keep them from drifting. I'm going to need for y'all to learn this phrase. No for now, but not forever. No for now, but not forever. That'll keep you from drifting. No, I can't go to the beach this week. I'm going to eventually go, but I can't go right now. No for now, but not forever, because you got another phase to go to, and that's to finish field training. You have got to do it. You came this far, you might as well finish. And so I can tell you this for sure. If you don't, so to keep you from drifting, family, help them out. I tell you, the couple of things that keep me from drifting, surround yourself with people that's happy to see you when you walk up. Surround yourself with people who's happy to see you. That's usually family members. Or in Chief Drew's case, that's everybody. And so, surround yourself with people. When I go to Chief Hires' office and Chief Creswell's office, they got a staff, and Dominique and Brittany, who's always smiling, especially when you're not there. So they always smiling. And I think I know why, because y'all got to surround yourself with people who will make you smile. And if you want to keep from drifting, you're going to have to be patient. Patient doesn't have an age limit. Patient is simply being patient. I say greet each day with a forgiving spirit and persist without exception. There's a shift that has happened, and you got the shift because people with a gift helped you. For the people with the gift that helped them make their shift, just know you're important. You are extremely important. You know when your shift happens because things will start feeling odd. You'll know that graduating is just the beginning of the shift to get to the next movement. I found this out when you're operating in your gift. You don't have to be at the head of the table. When you're operating in it with your gift, you don't have to be the head of the table. When you're operating in your gift, you don't have to be at the head of the table, because wherever you are, the table will shift. My name is Michael Coker. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Coker.
Yes, thank you.
BLE 31's lead coordinator, Master Police Officers Michael Call and Nick Hanrahan will now present the James D. Fox Award.
Good morning. We'd like to take a moment to summarize the James D. Fox Award of Excellence and introduce the award recipient. James Fox began his career in law enforcement while he was attending college. He was a dispatcher, police officer, and sergeant for the Virginia Commonwealth University Police Department. He was hired by the Henrico County Police Department in 1973, where he rose through the ranks and was promoted to the rank of Assistant Chief in 1991. He retired from Henrico County in February of 2004. Chief Fox began his tenure with the Newport News Police Department on August 1st of 2004. As Chief of Police, he worked tirelessly to reduce crime and build the city of Newport News into a vibrant, growing community. He retired from our department and from law enforcement on September 1st of 2013.
Throughout his career, Chief Fox had a passion for leadership and excellence in all aspects of policing. He had a vision to provide the best training for the Newport News Police Department and felt that becoming an independent academy on our own was a way and a critical step to take that. Through his diligent leadership and vision, the Newport News Training Academy became an independent training academy in 2009, and today we graduate our 31st class of Basic Law Enforcement Academy. We appreciate his leadership and dedication to the safety and the community and his diligent efforts in making Newport News one of excellence. Our status as an independent and nationally accredited training academy is one of his many legacies that he has given us. The James D. Fox Award for Excellence is appropriately presented to a graduate of the Newport News Police Department's Basic Law Enforcement Training Academy. To an individual who displays performance, teamwork, leadership, passion, character, and a commitment. The Academy training staff selects this award recipient based on the recruit's overall performance for the 29-week Academy. It is my privilege to announce the recipient of the James D. Fox Award of Excellence to recruit and soon-to-be Officer Dante Hobbs.
Congratulations, Officer Hobbs. I'd like to welcome Chief Steve Drew, who will now offer his remarks.
Thank you. That's not an easy award to get, Hobbs. Congratulations, it's well deserved. I just talked to, matter of fact, I just talked to Chief Fox about 2 nights ago down in Florida, enjoying his life of retirement. And we just had some words and stuff, so congratulations to you. Everybody doing all right? I know it's a little warm. We got some air flowing, though. It's good. And I appreciate you all being here today. I hope you enjoyed Mr. Coker's speech. You won't hear it again. The judge had some words for me while I sat next to my friend, Mr. Hoffman, and well advised. Yes, sir. Thank you. I don't know if we introduced him and told a little bit about Mike Coker is with the state. So I can tell you with the state, right? So if you're talking about the state going to feed you guys some food, you might get a cracker and a little spread, right? So, yeah. We'll be using our police foundation for that going forward, and I want to thank them for all the work that they do in our city. But Mike is with the Department of Criminal Justice Services, DCJS, and he oversees about 50 police departments to make sure that we reach our training standards, right? So every individual who is a sheriff or police officer in the state of Virginia has to meet certain requirements. So he oversees, one of his responsibilities, I guess we got the short straw, is our academy. But he does a phenomenal job, and he is excellent at what he does, and I appreciate you, Mike, being here today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. So, this is a good day. This is a good day. There should be a lot of, I talked to the recruits, myself and Lieutenant Ross went back and we just kind of inspected them and talked to them a little bit, and I asked them, are they nervous? And what do you think they said? Yes, right? Yes, and that's okay. That's all right. There is something I wanted to thank Mr. Freeman for being here from the city manager's office. Thank you so much, my friend. We had an all-day training yesterday. We were hidden away in a shelter. None of our cell phones worked, but I got to sit with Mr. Freeman and we talked about law enforcement in the future, and I appreciate you being here. Dr. Vreeland is here today from Achievable Dreams. She does tremendous work with our youth. And how about, let me ask you, how many police graduations today do you see where a high school student is giving remarks to a graduating class? Was that not amazing? School's just around the corner. I was out a little bit last night. I went to a couple different events. I got to see the clear backpacks, and I got to see some prayers going over for students, and we even have some in the front row today. Appreciate you behaving today, Brody. I appreciate that. I got my eye on you. I see you got your mom sitting right beside you. It's a good move. So before we go any further, though, I don't mean to embarrass anyone. It's not my intent, but it is my respect. Is there anyone here, and I know there's some because I saw you in uniform, anyone here currently or past in our armed services for our country? Would you just stand for one moment? Let us recognize you. All of you, please. There you go. Thank you. I don't do that to embarrass anyone. When we talk about, there are a few small percentage of individuals. The military gets it. The fire department get it. Chief Rogers in the back, he texted me. Chief Grinstead, he texted me. He said, "This ain't how we do graduations in the fire department." I said, "I know. I know. But I appreciate you being here, Wesley, my friend. We were in a training together yesterday as well. But in law enforcement, there's a brotherhood. There's a reason why these men and women become so close, and there's a reason that one of the main factors in the training academy is to push them close together is because at 2:30 in the morning, when everybody else is home, their day doesn't stop. Our day doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. They're still out there, and they got to rely on each other. And the things that they go through and the things that they see and the things that they miss is what makes it so important to me and so grateful for men and women who do this job today. It is not like it was 30 years ago when I started. It's a different. Today, what you do and how you do it matters. It's not so much the end result, it's how you got there now. And you heard Recruit Williams talk about everybody's watching. Expectations are here. And I would submit to you that the things that they see and the things that they will go through and the things that they will experience, the calls that they will go on and the stuff that they will process are things I wish no one ever had to see. But then I let them go home and get about 8 hours of sleep, if they're lucky. And then you know what they do tomorrow? They come back and do it all over again. In society, cameras, media, no offense, media expect them to get it right every time. And that to me is unreasonable. They still do it. Despite what people say about them, or despite what is posted on social media, or despite people who can sit back the day after an incident has happened, and chiefs included, right, that can stop a screen, slow it down, back it up, take a drink of coffee, play it forward, slow it down again, review it 30 or 40 times. They don't get that opportunity. They have to make a split-second decision. Am I going into the water after somebody or not? Am I going through that door with not knowing what I'm going to see when I walk through it or not? They should be respected. But they don't do it for the accolades and awards. They do it because they want to make a difference in people's lives. They stick with it. They don't quit because they want to make a difference in people's lives. And that is why I hold them sacred. When most of us started, I have the captains and the leadership of the department down here on the front row. When most of us started law enforcement, I bet there were 300 or 400 people in line to get this job. Recruiters and background investigators, we're lucky if we see 10 or 12 show up on a recruitment day, but we still come out on Saturdays on our day off, right, if there is such a thing, and encourage people to join this department. And they sift through those that do and pick the very best. And I'm telling you, they sit to my left and in front of you today. And you family members should be extremely proud of what they accomplished. Because I'm telling you that they're all that stands between, you can fill in the blank. If all of us went home today, I would hate to see what the newspaper said tomorrow. The training staff, I appreciate the work that you do. The individuals that come, the recruiters and background investigators that are all sitting in the top. Let me touch base on this a minute. There's a shortage in law enforcement today if you didn't know. Mr. Williams, would you agree? There's a shortage today. Let me just give you some quick numbers. We have 19 individuals that are going to graduate and walk across this stage today. Sitting behind those academy staff instructors is 13 that are going to graduate and do the same thing in November. Up there is our recruiter and background investigators that we have 29 set to start the class, I believe, September 1. And I think we got 4 or 5 lined up for December already. For some reason, they're still coming here. We just got to figure out why. It may be because of how this city looks at law enforcement and how they treat this department. The relationships that we built. Not just our citizens, but in front of our Commonwealth Attorney and our judges. That matters. One of the main things that people look about when they join the police department or sheriff's department, it doesn't matter, is how does the community look at the men and women who do this job? Because we want to go somewhere where we're supported. And I will tell you, I am thankful, Mr. Freeman, please take back, I know we're streaming this, please take back to the city, I am appreciative and humbled to do this job and thankful. Because I know what they see and go through. The men and women that graduate today should be very proud. I'm proud of you. We got to share a little bit. We got to meet the families the other night. Myself and the chiefs went to see them and just had some one-on-one conversations as a group. Not just day one where we introduced the whole command staff. I'm sure none of them remember anybody, but we got to spend about an hour and a half with them the other day and just talked about what will make your career. If I could advise you in anything and encourage you to do anything, it is just to care. The instructors can teach you defensive tactics. They can teach you how to drive the car, to be proficient with the weapons that we have on our belt. They can teach you how to fill out the reports, which we still struggle with, but they can teach you how to fill out the reports. But what they cannot teach you is how to have compassion and care about individuals. Regardless of where you live, regardless of your zip code, age, or race. I can't teach you that. I can teach you the benefits, but you either got that or you don't. And I believe that they get that from you all. From their families, from faith leaders, from school teachers, people who have invested in them, pastors or youth pastors, parents, military. They come in with that. That's what we're looking for. Men and women who can think outside the box, are creative, and we don't do things the same way we did in 1985. I can tell you there is no blueprint for what's going on with law enforcement today. The best recruits are the ones that have the best heart. Chief Creswell will tell you that the individuals he wants in his homicide division, detective division, special victims are the people who can talk to somebody. They can treat them with respect no matter what they've gone through or what they may be accused of. That matters. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. The other thing, school's right around the corner. The other thing that's important to me is how we interact with youth today. There's a young adult police commissioner named Drew. Drew asked one thing from law enforcement, one thing. When I wave at you, wave back. When I wave at you, wave back. Sergeant Hollingsworth, do we teach that in the academy? Is there a class? We get any DCGS credit for that? Maybe we should be. When I wave at you, wave back. The best officers are the ones that get that, and the quicker they get it, the more successful they will be. I appreciate the men and women who do this job. They matter to me. Recruit Hardy, are you here today?
Yes, sir.
You have a message. I asked this class for one favor. Just one favor. You remember what that was?
Yes, sir.
Can you share it with the audience and family that are here today?
Yes, sir. To have one positive interaction with you every day for the rest of our 25 years in this department. Sir.
Thank you. You all hear him? Douglas, you got something to say?
Yes, sir. Por los 25 años, tener una interacción positiva con los jóvenes al día.
Carlos, you get that right? She got it right? You think it's important that we are able to talk to our Hispanic men and women who live in this community? Yes. That's why we should have 10% of our recruit class comes out speaking Spanish, comes in speaking Spanish. Nothing against Rosetta Stone, right? But it's important. Are you broadcasting in Brazil today? Brazil. Yes, Brazil. We have... We have families here from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know where they're sitting at. Jacksonville, Delaware, Memphis. Did I say it right? Close enough. Homegrown right here in Newport News, Hampton. I'm just playing. Delete that out. Delete that out. Delete that out. I cannot be more than happy of you. Take a look at that class for a minute. Get myself in trouble. Take a look at that class for a minute. But it's true. You see diversity up there? And not just in skin color. Backgrounds and experiences and language, upbringings, areas that they come from and impact the community. Come together under one uniform and support this city and protect the lives of men and women and our most important commodity, our youth. You have a message up there for me I can play for them?
You're not going to worry about how much money you had, how much power you had, how much prestige. You're going to see that that was all game, that was all illusion. The only thing that matters is the impact you have on other people's lives.
We are all on a separate journey. But the beautiful thing about our life here on this earth is that my funeral, they ain't going to talk about my success. They ain't going to talk about who Nick was, and how Nick lived, and how Nick loved and encouraged.
Success is incredibly important, but even more important than success, it's having an impact. It's knowing you haven't walked the planet in vain. It's knowing that because you've been here, you've blessed lives. You've developed people. You have made the world a better place.
The effect we have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart. And all that will be left of you is what was in your heart.
Life is a mirror. And life gives us not what we want. Life gives us who we are. When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice.
If you remember that, 25 years, right? 25 years. Takes too long to replace you, 25 years. You will have a great career. You will write novels and stories at the end, the impact you make on people, that'll make the difference. We do not, being honest with you, we do not have the best training facility in our city. We do not. I got some friends from Richmond, I gotta be careful. We do not have the best training facility, the best building, the best structure in our city. But we do have the best training instructors. My friend, Mr. Franklin, from Richmond. The new academy that they're building for us up north is going to be open in about 3 days, and we will be rival what Richmond has up there. I'm excited, my friend. I'm excited. I appreciate seeing Jared here from Juvenile Services. I appreciate seeing Ms. Carrie Cox here from the NAACP, helps us with our promotions. I could not be more excited for you all that are graduating today. You deserve it. Just remember this, make an impact every day on somebody's life, especially a youth, and at the end of 25 years, you'll be successful. I'm proud of all of you, and congratulations.
The Honorable Matthew Hoffman will now swear in the graduates.
I am the only thing that's standing between them and those badges, and they're going to have to stand for a few minutes because Chief Drew let me say a few words. And I could just come up here and give you the oath, but I'm not going to do that because this is too important. I started here as a prosecutor in 1996. I've been in the city for over 30 years. And I get invited to speak at a lot of different occasions, a lot of different events, and for a lot of different reasons. But the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart is this one. And I appreciate that the chief and the command invite me to swear in the new recruits, young men and women who are going to appear before me day in and day out for the rest of my career, and they're stuck with me for the rest of their careers as well. And I look out into the crowd and see those who are still with the Newport News Police Department after all the years that we've spent together. When you were riding bikes in the southeast community and we were prosecuting cases together back in the early 90s. And what that tells me is that we are a community that I live in that is a family, and that is what this department can offer you recruits, that you are now part of the Newport News Police Department family. And I just want you to know from the bench of the Circuit Court and the General District Courts of the City of Newport News that our doors are open for you. We have to make hard decisions just like you do, day in and day out. But if you ever have a question about those decisions, you can come and see us anytime. My door will always be open. Will all of you please raise your right hands and repeat after me. I,
Isaac Betts. Christopher Brown. Samuel Bryant. Sidney Carlos. Moses Franklin. Khalil Glover. James Griggs. Mac Hardy. Dante Cobb. Antoine McDonald. Blake McIntyre. Olivia Manford. Jacqueline Miller. Kylo Park. Emily Douglas. Bryce Shaker. Michael Vitas. Caleb Walker. Tiffany Williams.
do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent upon me as a probationary police officer for the City of Newport News, according to the best of my ability, so help me God. You are now officially sworn in. You may put your hands down.
All right, it's the moment we've all been waiting for, right? All right, as we call your loved one's name, we ask the families to come down and join Chief Drew and Chief Grinstead at the front with your loved ones, and we will begin the pinning of our new officers. Officer Isaac Betts. Any and all family can come down. Officer Christopher Brown. Officer Samuel Bryant. Officer Cederly Carlos. He'll be there soon. He'll be here soon.
Carlos, come on back.
Officer Moses Franklin.
We need to announce it again. Please don't make sure.
Officer Khalil Glover. Officer James Griggs. Officer Mac Hardy. Officer Dante Hobbs.
Do one more, Matt. Matt, do one more.
Officer Antoine McDonald. Officer Blake McIntyre. Officer Alethea McMore.
You worked with her, right? Yes, sir. Okay.
Officer Zachary Miller. Officer Kyla Parks. Officer Emily Douglas. Officer Bryce Schaefer. Officer Michael Wieditz. Officer Caleb Walker. Officer Tiffany Williams. That's everybody, right? Yes, sir. Assistant Police Chief Hires will now administer the police oath of honor.
I will now administer the oath of honor. I invite all sworn, active, and retired to please stand and join in. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and the community I serve. So help me God. Please join me in congratulating our newest officers.
Pastor Satchel, will you please come forward to deliver our benediction?
How about one more applause for him? Let's pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us to this Police Academy graduation, number 31, for each and every family member and present. We know that being in law enforcement is not an easy task to do, yet there are many who choose to wear the badge. They serve each day, protecting, serving to make our city a better place to live. They serve wherever they are needed, from rich mansions to the dirtiest alleys. We thank you for the many new friendships that have been established, for the instructors and the staff that have guided these men and women through many weeks of the academy. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon them, bless their lives from this day on with goodness and love. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. In your name we pray, Father. Amen.
Thank you for coming this morning in support of our new officers. For the families of our new officers, we would ask that you wait here in the sanctuary. The officers have some pretty important paperwork to sign, and then we will release them to you. Now please stand for the recessional. Quick, march. Thank you very much for coming today. We enjoy seeing you all in the future.